There are only 2 months left to 2022. How are you gonna end it? Because I'm not about to end this year full of regrets, okay? And neither are you. And this video is gonna be exactly about this, okay? We're not about to end this year wishing, oh, I wish I could have done that, I wish I should have done that. We're not about to end this year like that, okay? We're gonna take advantage of the time that God has given us. We're gonna take every single opportunity that God has blessed us with, because the last thing I want, because I feel like every single year I always get to the end, I'm like, I've not completed half my goals, I've not completed half the stuff on my vision board, and I end the year with so much regret. Like I could have done that, I had so much time to do that, and I didn't do it. But I really want to encourage myself and everyone watching right now that we can end this year completing, not even just completing our goals, it's not even about taking off the list, but we can end this year becoming the best versions of ourselves. We can go into 2023 knowing that we've done everything we could possibly to become the best version of ourselves, to let go of the toxic relationships, the toxic friendships, to let go of the habits, the mindsets, the negative addictions in our lives. You know, I don't want anyone to end this year with regrets, that they could have done better, that they should have done better. And this video is going to be all about that. So I'm just going to give you a word that God has given me. I asked God for a word for the month of November, and he gave me exactly that. And I feel like towards the end of the year, people start to just, let go. They're like, okay, it's the end of the year, I'll start my goals next year. Got my New Year's resolutions coming up in January. Like, I'll stop going to the gym, I'll start these goals, I'll start that next week, I'll start that next month. Okay, stop saying I'm going to start this next week. Stop saying I'm going to start this next month. Stop saying I'm going to start this next year, okay? Because one day is not in the calendar, okay? But today is. A lot of us are cuffed and bound to the one-day syndrome. That's what I call it. It's the one-day syndrome. One day I'll do this, or one day I'll do that, or someday I'll do this. And we're literally cuffed to thinking that we have plenty of time, which is absolutely crazy, because my first Bible verse I'm going to share with you guys is actually Proverbs 27 verse 1, which reads, "Do not brag about tomorrow, since you do not know what the day will bring." And there's so many verses in the Bible that talks about this. There's another verse in the Bible, which is in James 4:14. It says, "How do you know what your life will be like tomorrow? Your life is like the morning fog. It's here a little while, then it is gone." What you ought to say is, if the Lord wants us to, we will live to do this and that. Otherwise, you are boasting about your pretentious plans. And all such boasting is evil, because boasting is a sin, right? Remember, it is sin to know what you ought to do, then not do it. Let me repeat that again. It is a sin to know what you ought to do, to know what you have to be doing, and not do it. So those two verses are not actually the ones that God gave me. Like, I'm going to reveal the main verse that God revealed to me, that we can actually anchor our faith on this month, that we can anchor anything that happens this month. We can always go back to this verse and know, okay, I'm going to stick to this verse because I know it's what God has given for us for the month of November. But these are just two verses I want to start off this video with, because like I said, a lot of us are cuffed to the one-day syndrome. And by having that syndrome, it's literally, I think I actually wrote a quote in my ebook. If you guys don't know, I'm actually reading off my own book, which is Girl, Get Up, 7-Step Guide. And it's literally the last step, which is if not now, then when, which is what this video is all about. But I put a quote and it says, "Procrastination is the arrogant assumption that God owes you another chance to do tomorrow what he gave you the chance to do today." You're literally assuming that tomorrow's about to come. You don't know what's about to happen tomorrow. Hopefully you have an amazing, blessed day, but as you can see in the world right now, there's evil going on. There's so much going on. So many unexpected things can happen overnight, and you just don't know. You can't put your faith in tomorrow. You have to put your faith in today, the present. Why is today called the present? Why is now called the present? Because the present is a gift. Okay, God has given us the gift of today. So if you're not doing, the Bible just says it's a sin to know what you ought to do today and you don't do it. So this whole entire video is all going to be about, if not now, then when. Okay, I want to encourage everyone right now. If you've been meaning to write a book, start that business, go to the gym, start that diet, break up with that toxic boyfriend, break up with that toxic friend, stop that addiction, stop smoking, whatever the case may be, like, you know personally in your heart what your personal situation or conviction is. And I really want us to realize that tomorrow is not promised. So whatever your goals are, whatever you've been, procrastinating, putting off for so long now, for this whole entire year, it is not too late. Okay, that is my message for everyone right now. Just because there's only 2 months left to the end of this year, it is not too late. Start that business now. Go to the gym tomorrow. No, let's not say tomorrow. Go to the gym today. It might be too late. If you got a car, drive to the gym today. Go today, okay? Whatever you've been putting off, please, 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 I'm telling you right now, it is not too late. Start now, okay? I wrote in my ebook a few examples of some of the things that we say. One day I'll be set free. One day I'll sort out my finances. One day I'll get right with God. Let me just repeat that one. One day I'll get right with God. Next year I'll just go to church next year. I'll start reading my Bible next year. Tomorrow's not promised. One day I'll start the gym. One day I'll deal with that addiction. One day I'll break up with my toxic partner. One day I'll work on my marriage. One day I'll work on that dream, gift, vision that God gave me. Those are just a few examples, but before I know it, our one day can turn into weeks, months, years, and we end up wasting such valuable time that God has blessed us with. I'm literally urging you right now to not allow the one day syndrome to rob you of your future, to rob you of all that God is trying to give to you right now. A lot of you actually complain about things to God, like asking God, why haven't you given me this? Why haven't you blessed me with this yet? I've been praying for this one thing and I've not got it yet. What if you're blocking your own blessing? What if you're blocking your own breakthrough because you've not started what God has actually told you to do? God will only give you something that He knows you can handle. God will only give you something that He knows you can take care of, that He knows you're ready for. And if you're not dealing with that addiction, that boyfriend that you know you need to break up with, that whatever it is, whatever you're not dealing with, God is like, I can't give you this blessing. He's like holding it back. He's like, you're not about to receive this until you sort that out. And a lot of you complain. You get to the end of the year and you complain like, why I've had so many goals this year. I had so many prayers and God's not given to me yet. And you start to drift away from your faith because you're not seeing things progress. That is actually sometimes down to you. That is down to us as humans, and we complain so much to God. But it's actually down to us, okay? And the main verse that God actually revealed to me, I'm going to read to you guys now, which is in Galatians 6:9, and it says, "So let's not get tired of doing what is good. At the right time, we will reap a harvest of blessing if we do not give up." That's such a powerful verse because there's so much we can unpack from that. But I actually wrote in my notes a few things that I wanted to just elaborate. So obviously in that verse it says, in due time, at the right time, we will reap the harvest if we do not give up. However, we don't know when due time is. We don't know when the right time is. But God knows when that is. And the right time is when He knows you're prepared. God loves you so much that He's only going to give you the blessing and the breakthrough until you address it. Until you stop blocking your own breakthrough, if that makes any sense. I have an example, like my dog, she got really sick recently. She had to have a surgery, she had to have a spay, and she had to recover for 2 weeks, okay? In those 2 weeks, she didn't want to recover because she's a dog, she doesn't understand. She wanted to go out, she wanted to go on walkies, but she couldn't because she could only stay inside the house. But as a mum who loves my dog, I knew what was best for her. And even though it hurt me to see her wanting to go out on a walk, I know I couldn't give that to her because I was protecting her. And she was probably thinking, why is my parents being so weird? Like, why is she not letting me out anymore, like all of a sudden? But I knew what was best for her. I knew that she had to stay at home in order to recover. And that's the same with God, okay? God is literally telling you right now, daughter, son, I cannot give you this blessing. I can't give it to you. I really want to, and I love you so much, and I cannot wait for you to receive this blessing. But until you recover, until you get over that thing, until you take that step and stop procrastinating. Procrastination isn't just for work. Like, a lot of people see procrastination think it's about the gym or for work. It's for anything. Are you procrastinating? Overcoming that addiction, overcoming that trauma, forgiveness, like literally be forgiving someone. Whatever it is that you procrastinate. Procrastination is literally putting something off that you know you should do, right? God is literally saying, I'm not about to give you this until you overcome that first. And just the same way that I told you that story about my dog, I couldn't let her go out on a walk until I knew she was fully recovered, until I know she was good enough, she was ready enough to go on that walk. And the minute she recovered, 2 weeks later, I can take her out on a walk now. She gets so excited to leave the house. She gets so excited to go on walkies because she's finally ready to go out in the outside world. So I hope that makes sense, and I hope that, can spark something up in you to know that in order to get God's blessing, you need to stop blocking it yourself. You need to step out the way. You have to take the actions necessary, the steps necessary in order to make room, to make space for God's blessing to come in. Obviously, it's November. There's 2 months left of the year. There's so much that's happened this year. So much. Me personally, I can say that. So much has happened this year. And if I hadn't emptied myself out and overcome and decluttered and got rid of all the clutter in my heart, there would be no space for God to input his blessing, to input his wisdom, to input his revelations in me. There would be no space for that. But I had to literally empty myself out and stop procrastinating on all the things that I had to let go of. Okay, which goes back to another video that I did, which is let go and let God. You have to let go of what you're holding on to let God come in and do what only he can do. So that is my message for everyone, okay? So do not give up, okay? There's only 2 months left. Don't give up. Don't let go of those visions. Don't let go of those goals. Don't say, I'll do that tomorrow, do that next year, I'll start my relationship with God another time. The time is now, okay? And if you start now, the blessings are going to come because God is going to see your heart, okay? He's going to know that you're actually willing to take the steps necessary to become the best version of you before this year ends, okay? So that is the word of the month, Galatians 6:9. So whatever you go through this month, always go back to this verse, okay? So let's not get tired in doing what is right. What is doing the right thing? Stop procrastinating and stop taking advantage of the blessing and of time that God is giving you right now. Because at the right time, when God knows you're ready for it, we will reap a harvest of blessing. A harvest of blessing. A harvest isn't just like one little flower. A harvest is like a whole field. God is just saying a harvest of blessing is going to come to you if you do not give up, okay? Just because there's only 2 months left of this year doesn't mean you can give up now. There's no time to give up, okay? Do not give up and your blessing will come soon. Just make that room for God. Declutter yourself. Declare all the things that you've been procrastinating. Make that room for God and he's going to come in and give you the harvest of blessings that you've been waiting for. So hold on to that word this month. I hope it blessed you and I'll be holding on to it as well for myself. Whatever comes up this month, I'm going to always go back to that Galatians 6:9. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. I'll see you all very, very soon. Mwah.